Way back in the dark ages of DOS, I played Doom. Everyone remembers Doom, right? Sure, the granddaddy of first-person shooters. Well, not the first, but certainly one of the few that really innovated and popularized the genre. Ooh boy, this was controversial when it hit the scene way back in 1993. It was so violent, so gory, so hellish. Oh, man. Excuse me. I guess I'm getting a little bored with this one. Well, anyway, in the 20 years since then, the source code was released, and scores of budding programmers and artists and level designers have made a multitude of contributions to the Doom community in the form of maps and modifications to the game. I even tried my hand at creating a few Doom maps at one point, but never really got anywhere. And a few years ago I set up DOSBox and I played all the way through plain old vanilla Doom again. The graphics and gameplay are dated, sure, but man, I still had a lot of fun. Recently I came across a little mod called Brutal Doom. The description and trailer looked unbelievable, so I just had to give it a try. Brutal Doom, let's see, looks like I just download it, drag it here, and... Now I gotta say right off the bat that this is possibly the most impressive mod I have ever seen for any game. Brutal Doom comes from the talents of YouTube user Sergeant Mark IV, who's been working on it for a few years now, but the version I'm playing was posted in November of 2012. Now at first blush it looks like just another gore mod, and don't get me wrong, it definitely is a gore mod. There is blood everywhere. It's on the floors, the walls, the ceilings. It's in your face. You can even gib enemies into tiny, almost unidentifiable pieces. Over and over again. I can't imagine if this is what had been released in 1993 instead of Doom. The backlash would have been unreal. Nevertheless, trust me, this is so much more than a gore mod. Maybe I should start by talking about some of the different source ports of Doom. Now, since Doom 1 and 2 were designed for DOS systems, there's tons of source ports out there that allow you to play it on modern PCs, usually with various tweaks and improvements thrown in on the side. There's Doom GL, Doom 3D,
Doom Attack, Boom, Z-Doom, GZ Doom, X-Doom, LS Doom, P-Doom, Vanilla Doom, Chocolate Doom, DOS Doom, Wind Doom, Skulltag,
Zandro... Anyway, the list goes on forever. Brutal Doom uses either Z-Doom or Zandro... This is what I'm using. Even before adding Brutal Doom, this source port performed several tweaks and improvements to the game, like adding high-resolution modes, colored lighting effects, the ability to use mouse look, plus jumping and crouching and other stuff like that. Brutal Doom can work with just about any WAD as far as I know. It works great with Doom 1 and 2, the final Doom levels, and I've even used it successfully with a few custom WADs as well. Brutal Doom adds a few new weapons and a lot of new treatments to the old weapons, including some new animations, sound effects, and even kickback and other effects on some weapons. Almost all weapons now have reloading. No more endless magazines. Your standard shotgun, for instance, has 8 shots and you load shells one at a time. This adds a bit of strategy to the game that actually makes it a little more fun. You've got an assault rifle now that replaces the basically useless pistol from the original game. 30 rounds in a mag here, plus the secondary allows you to aim down your sights and shoot semi-auto, making the weapon more balanced and useful throughout the game. Oh, and yes, secondary fire. is an option for most weapons, and it's awesome. If you're playing Doom 2, for instance, and you get the double barrel shotgun, you have the option of strategically firing each barrel one at a time, or leveling the enemy with a single double blast. The added sound effects and screen shaking from the blast of the gun makes it feel way more powerful and just brutal. On the topic of weapons, look at all the other effects that these things have. I'm talking bullet holes, shell casings bouncing around everywhere, discarded mags. There's even bullet ricochet damage if you stand too close to a wall when you fire your gun. Just awesome. I can't believe the amount of work that went into this thing. The Brutal Doom author even seems to be channeling the Duke Nukem kick for melee attacks as well. There's also some taunts.
Fuck yourself!
That are just over the top and ridiculous.
You want a piece of me?
There are quite a few significant gameplay tweaks that made it in as well. For starters, the game seems a lot harder now. Ultraviolence really tests your skills. Imps can now jump at you, and their fireballs fly a lot faster than the standard game. What balances this added difficulty is the existence of mouse aiming and, specifically, hitboxes on enemies. Whereas before you had to shoot the enemy until it took enough hits to go down, now you can try headshots or leg shots to even the odds. I mentioned bullet ricochets, but splash damage in general seems a lot more prevalent. You can take damage from the plasma rifle now, and the BFG, and barrels seem to explode with a lot more force. Holy crap, that guy just got back up! That is awesome! A really cool new feature are the friendly Marines that you can find and free. Their AI leaves something to be desired, but it's such an awesome thing to have that you don't really care. They'll start wailing on enemies right away, and when they die, or you kill them, you can take whatever weapon that they had, which is sometimes better than what you have at the time. When you use a Berserk pack, you can punch enemies into gibs, just like in the old game, but there's also Rip and Tear mode, which, well, rips and tears. This mode kills enemies in brutal third-person fatality animations. Even without the Berserk pack, you can perform stealth kills with your fists if you sneak up on an enemy. Brutal Doom yanks the Doom games from the dark ages of the early 90s into today's modern gaming world, all while retaining that classic Doom spirit and pixelated look. There's so much to say about this mod. It's awesome. It's fun. It's incredibly gory. So if you're okay with those things, then you should really check this out.